the predicted lineup. Ange has been speaking in his press conference, and this is probably the smallest injury graphic that we've had in a long time.
Yep, it's shrinking by the game, which is really great news. He said on Mickey van der Ven and Romero, they should be in line to be back in time for the first leg of the Europa League, which is now obviously confirmed to be RZ Alkmaar on the 6th of March. So that's really encouraging. He said that Romero had his scan and it's looking positive and he's looking in a good way, which is really great. But he said he wants to pick his moment right before bringing them back in to make sure that when they come back, they stay back for the rest of the season. He said Solanke and Richarlison are not too far behind as well. But obviously Dragusin has his ACL, so he's not going to be playing for a while. But look, sounds like there's a chance, you know, after the round of 16 of the Europa League, we could have everyone but Dragusin back, hoping there's not more injuries on top of that. But yeah.
Yeah, that'd be massive for us. I mean, it was after the game last week against Manchester United, I was like, wow, we've got so many players. And then these 3 players pick up knocks. And you're thinking, oh, God, here we go again. Because every time players seem to get back, we seem to get other players out. And yeah, thank God that wasn't the case this time, and everyone kind of survived through that Manchester United game. But let's get into this lineup. In goal, obviously in a 4-3-3 position formation, will be our number 1, Vicario, and it was such a welcome, such a good thing to have him back last week, because he did save us at times, and he just adds that leadership ability at the back as well.
Yeah, and I think his enthusiasm after being out for so long, and you can see he was desperate to be back, and I think he proved his worth in that game against United, and we're going to need him desperately. So, yeah, Vicario comes back in as number 1.
In terms of right back, I think it will be... I've got a feeling he's going to give Porro a rest, you know.
So we're going to give Spence a go.
I think Spence right back. What do you reckon?
I agree. I reckon he starts Spence right back here. Maybe even potentially Porro coming on at half-time for one of Spence or a doggy. But I think Spence starts a right back with a certain Italian coming in on the left-hand side.
Yeah, so you may as well put him in. Destiny Adoghi at left back. His first start since when?
His first starts in Southampton.
Was it Southampton? Wow.
Was it Southampton? We won 5-0.
Was he playing that game?
Yeah, because Spence started on the right and Adoghi on the left, and Adoghi went off injured.
Oh, right, yeah, that's true. His first start since Wolves. He started the Wolves game.
Wolves. So yeah, he got injured in that game, then came back for a bit.
Yeah.
Because Spence got sent off.
Yeah. So Southampton doesn't even have Southampton here. When was Southampton?
December.
Oh, Wolves were the last game in September. Yeah, that makes sense. So Spence and Adoghi at fullback. Centre-back positions, obviously Danso straight away. I think Danso played really well in that Manchester United game. Just showed his strength, showed his speed, and I just love how aggressive he is, and just like loves to forage up the pitch.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be important again up against Liam Delap, who is super aggressive and quick himself, and he's going to have to make sure that he's not getting bullied, he's not allowing Delap to assert his physicality onto him, and I think Danso is one defender who's capable of that.
It's going to be some battle, isn't it? Him against Delap, 2 really aggressive players up against each other. I think it's going to be one of the key kind of like personal battles on the pitch. The other centre-back, we are going to go for Archie Gray. I feel Archie Gray obviously missed out in the last game against Manchester United, gave him a bit of rest, so he should be back and, top of his game in this one.
Yeah, I think, and as well, you got to remember against Aston Villa, he started Gray ahead of Davis, even though Davis was available for that game. So I think he might prefer Gray right now ahead of Davis. I think he needed a break, but I think he's going to go for Gray in this game.
Now the midfield is where it gets tricky. I do think Maddison probably retains his spot. He was brilliant. So Maddison goes into the 10. I think that's a cert.
Yeah, I reckon another hour for him because I think he's going to want to keep him fresh for Wednesday.
Yeah. Does Bentancur come straight back in the 6? Does Bissouma get a chance? I'm really undecided on it.
So with Wednesday, taking Wednesday into account, does he
probably think he wants Bentancur for Wednesday?
Yeah, so I'm thinking Bissouma in this one. I think Bissouma, but then the other one, does he go with Sarr or does he go with Bergvall?
So Bergvall started and went off on the hour mark around.
against United. Yeah.
Had a really good first half, I thought, Bergvall. Sarr came on and did all right, adding us a bit of presence in the game. I think he might do a similar thing, start Bergvall and then bring on Sarr with about half an hour to go.
Yeah, I think especially with knowing how Ipswich set up, you're going to need that little bit of ingenuity and guile. I think Bergvall brings that. So I think we're going to go Bergvall there in the 8.
So Maddison, Bissouma, Bergvall, not too bad of a midfield. Now on the right-hand side of the attack, are we thinking Brennan Johnson?
I think Brennan will start, judging by what Ange said. He said that he's going to want to give him some match minutes and some starts, whether it be on Saturday or Wednesday. And judging that Decky needs a rest, and I think we want Decky as fresh as possible on Wednesday, I think Brennan starts this one, and with a view of probably Decky coming off the bench, probably on the hour mark again.
And then up front, I think Matisse Tell gets another start in his 3rd start in a row for him. I think you can clearly see how hard this guy works on the pitch. I mean, at the end of that Man United game, he just dropped to the floor because of the amount of running that he was doing. I would just love to see him get off the mark in the Premier League and get a goal.
Definitely, and I think it's a good opportunity against an Ipswich side, maybe not so confident at the back right now. I think Tell will hopefully be sniffing blood.
Now, on the left-hand side of the attack, I mean, I assume Sonny comes straight in, but there is a chance, maybe a potential Odebear, but I think it'll be Sonny.
Well, he said on Odebear he's going to be a bit more of a, in terms of getting starts, because he was out for so long and they've got to be careful with him. It was a hamstring injury. It might be a bit of a slow burner when it comes to putting him straight in. So obviously the other one would be Mikey Moore potentially starting, but I just got a feeling he's going to go with Son again and off the left-hand side. I think like that, and then we'll change up. I think in the second half.
Yeah. So with that lineup, it's Vicario in goal, Spence right back, Udogie left back, a back 2 of Danso and Gray, Bissouma, Bergvall, and Maddison in the middle 3, Brennan on the right, Sonny on the left, and Matisse Tell up front. And we've got options on the bench, guys. We've got options on the bench. So brilliant stuff. And let us know your thoughts on the predicted lineup. Who would you pick? Would you pick the same one as us? If not, let us know your lineups in the comments section below. But that is us over and out, guys, for the match preview stream. We'll be Belsim and Barry in the studio with you guys.
Fireworks.
3 o'clock kickoff tomorrow. I'm going up to Portman Road with the one and only Danny Kiriakou. So watch out for the content coming from Portman Road as well. But thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Like, subscribe, and comment. And as always,
come on, you Spurs.